This is Mies News. Coming up, devastating floods sweep through Accra and Kumasi, leaving homes submerged, lives displaced, and a nation questioning its readiness for the growing threat of climate disasters. Over the weekend, torrential rains pounded Ghana's two largest cities, Accra, the nation's bustling capital, and Kumasi, the cultural heartbeat of the Ashanti region. In just a few hours, roads turned into rivers, vehicles floated helplessly, and entire neighborhoods vanished beneath murky waters. From Adabraka to Kaneshi, from Asokwa to Bantama, the story was the same: chaos, confusion, and cries for help. In Accra, residents of Odana, Circle, Oloho, and Nima reported floodwaters reaching chest level. Commuters were stranded for hours as the main highways, including the N1 and Ring Road, became impassable. Local shops, market stalls, and small businesses suffered heavy losses, with some traders watching their entire stock wash away. In Kumasi, areas such as Abo, and Loga Junction, and Ahadwo bore the brunt of the downpour. Residents used buckets, bowls, and even cooking pots in desperate attempts to scoop water from their homes. In some cases, families sought refuge on rooftops, waving for help through rising currents. Emergency services, including NADMO, the National Disaster Management Organization, were quickly deployed. But in many areas, access was nearly impossible due to the intensity of the flooding. NADMO officials say more than 4,000 people have been affected across both cities, with hundreds displaced and several unconfirmed fatalities. Ghana's meteorological agency had warned of heavy rainfall throughout May, but for many Ghanaians, the warnings were not enough. Critics are pointing fingers at decades of poor drainage infrastructure, unregulated construction, and the rampant choking of gutters with plastic waste. These floods are not just natural, one resident in Accra said. They are man-made disasters. Experts agree. Urban planning failures, deforestation, and climate change are combining to make Ghana's cities more vulnerable than ever. What was once considered a once-in-a-decade flood event now happens almost annually. The signs are clear: the climate is changing, and Ghana must adapt. President John Dramani Mahama, addressing the nation from the Flagstaff House, expressed deep concern over the floods and offered condolences to affected families. He has directed NADMO, city authorities, and security services to expedite relief efforts and reinforce disaster preparedness. In his words, "We cannot continue to let floods destroy what we build. We must act, decisively and together." In the aftermath, community groups have mobilized to provide food, shelter, and dry clothing to those affected. Churches, mosques, and NGOs are stepping in where the state has been slow. Volunteers are wading through muddy waters, not just to recover items, but to restore hope.
As skies clear and floodwaters begin to recede, one question remains. How many more times must Ghanaians suffer before real resilience is built? This has been a special report on the Accra and Kumasi floods. Stay with Scientia for continued coverage and updates. I'm Mojo Campbell. Thank you for watching.